Confined space supervisor. Objectives: understand the role of the entry supervisor, understand the conditions for terminating entry, understand the considerations given when confined space work is performed. Prerequisite: as an entry supervisor, you must review the confined space general information, confined space attendant, and confined space entrant videos prior to reviewing this video. Supervisor role: determine acceptable entry conditions, authorize entry and oversee operations, terminate entry if hazardous conditions develop, know the hazards and symptoms of exposure, verify tests, procedures, and equipment, terminate entry and cancel permit when required, verify rescue services are available and a means to summon them is operable, remove unauthorized individuals, determine that entry operations remain consistent with entry permit, and an entry supervisor must verify the following information on an entry permit: check entries, verify that tests were completed, make sure procedures and equipment are in place. Conditions for terminating entry. An entry supervisor must remain aware of hazards, entry conditions, and procedures being performed during entry. Situations that prompt an entry supervisor to terminate the entry. Unauthorized individuals attempt to enter the permitted space. Unexpected hazards occur during the entry. The supervisor observes or becomes aware of abnormal physical or mental behavior of entrants or attendants. The attendant is not performing their duties as required. The conditions noted on the entry permit are incomplete. Considerations during confined space work. A supervisor should ask the following questions throughout the duration of the entry: have hazards changed? Are procedures being performed according to the permit? Are procedures not listed on the permit being performed? Are entry conditions acceptable? Is there other work in the area that could affect the entry? Are rescue services available? Are rescue personnel trained? Is rescue equipment available? Is the rescue plan completed and understood by all personnel? And are meal procedures followed? It is important that the supervisor work with the meal representatives to ensure that all procedures during confined space work are followed. Quiz. 1. A confined space is large enough to enter and perform work, has limited access, and is not designed for continuous human occupancy. A. True. B. False. 2. Entry supervisors are responsible for determining acceptable entry conditions. A. True. B. False. 3. Entry supervisors must be aware of confined space hazards. A. True. B. False. 4. Entry supervisors may terminate entry if conditions noted on the entry permit are incomplete. A. True. B. False. 5. Entry supervisors must ensure that rescue services are available. A. True. B. False.